lock flow drill. Okay, punch comes. Oh, and something I should point out, I'm just going straight into the locking portion, but punch out my nose. You can, always add strikes before you get to the locking portion, or just a single leg kick, anything like that. Because if I push and pull at the same time, he loses his balance in a way that he has a great deal of difficulty applying any pressure. So just, a note that you can add striking and kicking to this. It's not something you have to do just the locks. Some details. So when I do this, this is just the upper arm against the back of the triceps, and I do this to jolt him a little bit so he doesn't feel this coming. And this I'm hitting right here. This will pretty much always cause a bend in the elbow. It's relatively painful, but the reflex is what you're going for, not the pain. So in any event, I'm here. And I'm still hitting that same spot, just from a different position. So I used my radius to strike that area and go into a gooseneck. And I wrap my fingers around here so that I can come into an inverted teihara katame this way, or teihara gatame. So I wrap my fingers around, and I have this inverted then this punch here helps me to straighten the arm. So I go from this wrist twist right into an armbar, because I'm driving my foreknuckle into the intercostal spaces between the ribs. Anyway, so from here down, this is hitting the tricep tendon. It causes reflex straightening of the arm. Then to back here. Now I'm digging my thumb into between the the triceps and biceps, and my thumb is going in between the first and second metacarpals. I'm squishing a nerve right into the bone here, and again I'm compressing the ulnar nerve into the humerus this way. So let's see. From here, I go here, and again, tricep tendon, the tricep reflex. This is a myotatic reflex, which means that when I stretch the tendon quick, it causes a reflex straightening of the arm. The tone in the triceps increases and the tone in the bicep decreases, meaning it's easier for me to straighten and harder for him to bend. Sometimes you hear people explain that this is a Golgi tendon reflex. That isn't the case. The Golgi tendons, actually, when they're stimulated on the triceps, they'll cause increased tone in the bicep and decreased in the triceps, which means that it's actually harder to straighten and easier to bend. That's the exact opposite of what we want. We want the tendon reflex, which straightens the arm. And it takes very little pressure to get that. You can see. But that reflex, he's actually doing half the work. I mean, his arm will shoot open straight when I do it right. So he's doing a lot of the work for me. Then I wrap figure 4 here, and this can be a wrist twist as well as a shoulder lock. And of course I also have my elbow strike. So here, then go back. Now I couldn't just keep the same figure 4 and do a lock this way. But instead, just to keep the lock flow going, I'm going to change grips here to this, and now here. Now I can bend his elbow, which will cause a wrist bend. And I'm going right here against the brachioradialis muscle. This will, again, cause a bending of the elbow. I could actually hit it. I'm not going to do that today, but generally speaking, the pressure you would apply is pretty great, and then the wrist will snap on. The wrist lock will snap on very violently. So anyways, from here, this S-lock, I go to a palm press, this, and I'm pushing. I want to compress the nerves between the 4th and 5th metacarpal. This way, I'm not even going to do the wrist lock, I'm just going to squeeze. That compression of the nerve there is painful in itself without even adding the actual wrist torque. And then you can add the finger locks to it. So you're compressing the fingers back, you've got the compression of the nerve, and then you also have the hyperextension of the wrist. From here, I'm actually going right at the funny bone. Did you get it? Mm-hmm. Okay. When his arm is straight, it's very hard to get at the funny bone. But if I have a position here where his elbow's already bent, I can, right here between, this is the medial epicondyle of the humerus, and this is the, what is it? The olecranon of the ulna. And right in that hollow between those two is where you find the funny bone. And when you get it, you know, it doesn't take much pressure at all. And everybody's hit it. Everybody knows how nasty it is. So I don't actually have to do it to my partner for you to understand that it would produce a pretty decent reaction if I got it. But even if I didn't get it, I'm still levering his arm. I have a mechanical advantage where in this position, he has a hard time resisting it, even though I'm not using any points. It's just, once his arm is this way, it's just very hard for him to exert pressure, right? Yeah. And, you know, just hitting that hard will get us to that mechanical advantage. So, so even if you miss, it doesn't matter. It still gets you where you want to be. And from here, you can take fingers if you wanted. You can continue on to other techniques. The drill doesn't have to stop here. I'm just doing it that far because, you know, the drill can't be something that goes on forever.